Welcome to this video. Now we have Typhoons Goni that's become better organized and really started to intensify after undergoing anticipated eye replacements like I started to mention. Now I started to mention last night. It started to show some signs of intensifying, though there is some dry eye lurking and it's probably inherited or a few bits of it. However, I will point out the structure. Overall, the storm is relatively small. I mean, it's not as small as Hilda or some of the East Pacific hurricanes like the Oris, but it's small enough and some moist. And it's got some very good outflow from the south southwest, and it's not a direction where dry air is going to be inherited. Since the outflow is going to be inherited right here, and that's where the monsoon trough is. So overall, the system's in a pretty good position. The JWCS is at 115 knots, but I think it's a little bit too high, and this is probably around 105 knots after being around 115 knots yesterday. And weakening due to an eye replacement cycle. This is where hurricanes undergo an eye replacement cycle. Even if there's not much structural change, there usually is some weakening, some decrease in the winds. To use a visible style, you can see this hurricane is relatively compact and relatively well organized, and it's relatively CDO dominant. As a result, I do think this system has a chance to become, even though it's kind of wrapping around as it is right now, but soon once that kind of wrap around goes for a few wraparounds. Once this hurricane goes for a few wraparounds, we saw this mess with Hurricane Andres, and once this ERC fully completes itself, because the storm looks so moody right now. Then the system the system can become more CDO dominant, and as a result, become probably quite a powerful typhoon. I think this storm will probably reach category 5 intensity. I'm not sure if it will get to 1.9 plus, but it's definitely possible. It will probably depend on how cold these cloud tops get. And here you have Here's Typhoon. Yeah. Here's Typhoons Goni. Let me refresh it. You can see Atsani is still popping up. Here's Goni. You can see a little bit of dry air is working in. But once the deconvection fully wraps around the center and starts to smooth it out, it'll take some time. I think then is when we'll start to see some significant intensification. I wouldn't expect too much over the next 24 hours, but by Thursday I think there's a good chance the system can make it around category 5 intensity. As the eye of the storm is pretty warm, we'll probably just need to warm it just a little bit after this storm goes through a few wraparounds. Then we can worry about the eye temperature, which actually and once what was I gonna say? Once the storm can wrap around, then we can worry about category 5 intensity. I don't think the storm is terribly far off. I mean, it needs some work, obviously, and still category 3, but it's got the eye it needs to. Now here's Typhoons Goni and Atsani, and that may be having structural issues because the storm's more of a banding scene type. We'll see if it changes. So currently it's undergoing an eye replacement cycle. You can see at least with the storm the eye is pretty warmer than Goni. So it was at 13C earlier. And it was actually seemed to be making a run and becoming quite a strong hurricane earlier. But the eye is starting to fill in because it's starting to undergo an eye replacement cycle, as you will see right here. And this is from several hours ago, but you can see the eye starting to take over. And you can also see a small dry spot over here. And as a result, the storm's probably going to weaken somewhere after probably around 120, 125 knots. The storm's likely to weaken. And we'll see if the storm can still reach category 5 intensity. It might not be able to. Category 4, yes, I'm not sure structurally the storm will be able to reach category 5 intensity. There's a chance the system's going to have sufficient time over favorable conditions, so there's a chance. We'll wait and see how this is coming out of. And the ERC system can easily be like Chan Hall, man. Just structurally just been inherited too much drying, it's just like too long. I mean, eventually the storm will be able to develop a core that would be able to block it out, but that would take a while. I mean, I think it would be hard for the storm to get a minus 70 sea ring, but we'll wait and see. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it another 24, 36 hours. Also depends on how long the ERC takes to clear. And the outer eye wall is forming. It's relatively close to the inner eye wall, so this ERC is going to take too long. Not as long as the one Typhoon Namco underwent. We'll see. And here's the visual. If you can see, there's some dry air being inherited. Some dry air channels. I think it's also trying to recool, at least for now. And I don't think the ERC hasn't started yet. But I think it likely will in about 6 hours or so, and probably take about, I don't know, I might get, it's usually tough to predict the exact timing of the ERCs. You can see, just look at the visible shadow, you can see a very well organized hurricane here. It's not as impressive here, but still decent enough in this more recent image. Then yes, back to the Central Pacific. European is still kind of hinting at a pretty bullish Central Pacific within the next few days. As we have invest names, we see it as CPC is given a 50% chance of development. Let me pull it up. And at the yellows, the same system the European has been showing for quite a while. And even though the conditions in the Eastern Pacific haven't been too favorable, and it comes as no serious surprise because you never know in El Nino years how much shit it'll be. And this system doesn't look too impressive yet, but some you have more of like the large monsoon type, so I expect some days to organize. However, the global model seems to develop this in about 48 to 72 hours, so we'll see. Happens. I mean, there's also some big model between the GFS and Canadian models, which take the storm near Hawaii and the no-gaps, and European models, which keep the system well to the south of the Hawaiian Islands. Anyhow, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!